What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Shooting It with Sos. Today I just got a quick video to show you a quick look at some 9mm Glocks. I'm not going to get too in-depth with these, but I just wanted to give you a little look at what I'm rocking right now and a little bit of my philosophy or how I use these particular firearms and what my thoughts are behind them. So, starting here at the top, I have a Glock 34, which is the long slide and the long barrel, as you can see there. It is a 17 round magazine, and it's rocking a Trijicon RMR Type 2 with the 3.25 MOA dot, and it is not the adjustable sight. So what it does is it automatically adjusts depending on the light that you're in. So if it's dark outside, it dims or brightens automatically, and if it's really bright, the same goes there, where it will brighten or dim based on the ambient lighting. I'm a huge fan of these. I love them. I know there's a lot of great options when it comes to optics, but the RMR is just tried and true and indestructible, and so I'm a huge fan of them. And that's what I'm rocking. I am using standard Glock sights, the ones that it came with, just the standard white Glock sights. The rear is adjustable, but I can't even see them. I just use the RMR. That's predominantly how I use it. And it's rocking a PL Mini Valkyrie here, O-Light. I'm a huge fan of the O-Light gun light system. As you can see, I've got one on every one of these pistols. Absolutely love them. Fantastic option. And I'm just using the standard Glock plate that came with the firearm. And this is the one. So this philosophy, for example, this one stays by my bed. This is what I call my home gun, home defense gun. So this would be particularly, for me, my first thing that I grab in the middle of the night if someone were to break in, or if I felt like I was in danger. In my home, this would be my first thing I grab. It's right next to my bed. So that's pretty much how I use this. This second one, I actually just added to my collection. I've only had it for a few months. This is the Glock 45, also in 9mm. And by the way, these are both Gen 5s. This one is a Gen 4. We'll get to that in a second. But what's really cool about the Gen 5 is the magazine well here is flared. You may be able to see that. I'll just pop out this magazine, and you might be able to tell the difference here between the 4 and 5. Might be a little difficult to see, but you can kind of see this little hump or this little piece here. It's definitely beveled on the inside, and it is flared when this one is totally flat. See that? So that's just a quick sidebar. These are Gen 5s. This is Gen 4. So Glock 45. Now, what the Glock 45 essentially is a Glock 19 slide with a Glock 17 frame, which is particularly nice because you get a full grip, full purchase, but the recoil of basically a 19, or the controlling recoil of a 19, where you just have this small sight, as well as easy to conceal because you have this small, short barrel. So that's really nice. I also love that these Gen 5s are contoured at the front for slides, or for putting this into a holster. Makes it really nice to put into a holster with this contoured front piece here, which you do not have on the Gen 4, which I'll show you that comparison here in a second. Also rocking a PL Mini Valkyrie right here. And these two do come with ambidextrous slide releases or slide locks. And I'm rocking the Trijicon RMR Type 2 3.25 dot, but this one is the adjustable sighting option. But I actually have it set right now to be auto adjusting, just like this one. But I like that I have the options to adjust if I want to. Brighten it or dim it just by grabbing those buttons right there and pushing those buttons. And it's also rocking an aftermarket plate under here, just so that there's no gap in the front or the rear Like on this one, there's a slight gap on the front and rear. This actually has not been an issue for me. I know some people really don't like the way it looks, and some people worry that it's going to move on you, but I'll tell you what, I've never had it move. If it's installed properly, it will not move. So this is perfectly fine. But this one does have an aftermarket plate on it, just to make sure that there is a nice, clean, snug look and fit. Glock 45. Like I said, I've only had it for a little while. I've only put a few rounds through it, but I've enjoyed shooting it. It's really nice. Now this one is my Glock 19. So 34, 45, 19. Most popular gun in the world, it seems like. This one right here. I got the FS version, which means the front serrations. And I have an Olight Balder Mini on here, which is the most recent release that they have, which has a green laser built into it here. I'll see if I can turn that on. Maybe you can see it. But there's a green laser built in. So that's super neat. By the way, the purpose for this one is a little bit more of a oh geez, lost my my purpose in my head. Oh, range gun. This was going to be more of my go-to range gun. This is the one that I want to put a high round count down. This guy right here. And then this one is my truck gun, one that I always keep with me. It's always in my truck. It could be on my side. I do have another sidearm that I carry, but this one's usually going to be always with me and always in my truck. It's got a light and a laser. Gen 4. Actually, a lot of people complained about these finger grooves. I actually never minded them. They actually fit my hand really well, these grooves. The one thing I always wanted was front serrations. But like I mentioned, check out these tips. You can see how this one here is definitely squared off. When the front of the Gen 5s are nice and beveled and they look really clean. So you can easily put them in holsters. Although I've never had an issue putting a Gen 4 in a holster. But you can see the slide color is slightly different. This one's a little more black. This one's a little more gray. But it's got that nice clean bevel on the front to make it easy to go into a holster. By the way, I don't have a front sight on this right now, and I am rocking a Ameriglow, or a, yeah, it is, I believe it's an Ameriglow rear flat sight. I do have an Ameriglow front sight as well. They are suppressor height sights. I took the front off because I don't particularly like the co-witness, and the front sight kind of gets in the way. I could put the stock Glock sight back on. I probably will, just to have it there as a backup. But as of now, I just took it off because it makes it easier for me to have a clearer, cleaner window. And I use the rear sight to make sure that my east and west is on really nicely with my dot. So it helps me center my dot, but I don't need the front sight when I'm using the red dot. So for me, that actually operates perfectly without the front sight. Now here, I'm rocking the Trijicon HDs. Tritium inserts in both front and rear, so they do glow in the dark very nicely. And I've always been a big fan of the orange front sight. It's easier for my eyes to acquire. But yeah, Glock 19, Gen 4. They are stock triggers on them. I've had no need to put another trigger in them. I might install a trigger on this one, since this one's going to be predominantly my range gun. But since this one's my sidearm, the one that I carry with me, I want to practice and work with a stock trigger. But for this one, I may put, like I say, I might put a aftermarket trigger one of these days. I might even get a threaded barrel for it and pick up a suppressor out one of these days for this firearm as well. So, but what's really cool is this is a great family of 9mm. They are flawless functioning. They are great looking. They are all interchangeable magazines for the most part. Well, I take that back because, by the way, this one, it's got some rounds in it. There's some plus P in there. But these two being longer frames, they hold the 17 round mag, and my 19 only holds a 15 round mag. So actually this one will not fit in here, but the 17 will fit in here. It sticks out a little bit, but that's still pretty nice. You can see the Gen 5s come with an orange feeder, and the standard Gen 4s are black. So Gen 5s give you that, so that as you look down the chamber, you can see that there's not a round in there, which is really nice. A nice touch that they did. I love that. Just an extra safety step, which I really do enjoy. But yeah, if you have any questions about the Glock family, please let me know. I mean, I have tried and owned, oh man, everything that you can imagine out there for handguns, and I've always kind of gone back to Glocks. I wouldn't say I'm a fanboy per se, but what's kind of always kept me here is their aftermarket components and also their magazine compatibility. I love the magazines. The steel mag wrapped in the polymer wrapping, they're just indestructible. I find they're really great. And there's a lot of other platforms that use their magazines. So the magazine alone kind of keeps me with Glock. It's ridiculous. Once I learned to shoot them well, I never looked back. I mean, I had a couple Glocks before. I've had the 26, and I even had a 19 before. I had a 17, all before these. And I ended up selling them because I just didn't really like them. And then when I finally got this 19 Gen 4, I decided I was going to commit to learning how to shoot it well. And once I learned it, it's just translated over, and it's been fantastic. I could shoot them both. I could shoot them all great now. So just in the frame here, you see I have an Olight O pin. Thought I'd just leave that in here for good measure. Gotta love that little Olight O pin. But thanks for watching, and like and subscribe to my video. And if you want to see anything specific, please let me know. And I will be making another video here shortly. Thanks, guys. We'll see ya.